Mitsui Kamijo is landing a 1-2 punch. Cardenas' left hook is also a threat. Yeah, Inoue is down. Oh. This is like a title match. My name is Naoto, I'm Shin, I'm Ichio Yusuke. Yes, that was Inoue Ayama's down, yes. In today's video, I'd like to talk about the match between Prime Video Boxing's Juni Inoue Ayamon Cardenas and Rafael Spelo. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It really feels like Masaka is leading the way, doesn't it? But I also feel like I'm right behind you, I do.
There might be some unexpected things, though.
It wasn't like I was facing someone completely out of my league, but still, it was something. Do you think you were able to show something exciting?
Even in a good way?
But also in a bad way, I guess. I feel like that's probably the case. It's a big drama, isn't it? I really wanted to make this match interesting. But Inoue, isn't that right?
That's right.
Despite his strong heart and determination, Inoue Naoya appeared to push him back. However, in a jab and feint-heavy match, landing a jab, circling around, and getting into a holding position is not that easy. But I believe he can accomplish it. To be honest, I don't think that's really the case. But that's just boxing. And Heine would likely agree.
Yeah.
Well, that's boxing for sure, but still. The way he fought, even so, that's boxing. But that punch was just amazing. Isn't he the kind of fighter who gets a lot of attention? But it's not like that. He's genuinely loved. Since he's becoming such a great fighter, it really feels like he's showing us a performance that only Inoue can deliver.
Show. I want to show it. My motivation.
The feeling that comes this strong, I could even say it's too strong. The strength of that feeling. When I see that, I feel like that strong feeling has turned into a weakness. But even if there are weaknesses, I don't think it's something to deny or refuse to accept.
Yeah.
I don't really know what fans of various players are saying, but even in practice matches, they keep criticizing, saying it was no good. But the damage was already done each time. This time, too, the damage was there. I think it's because it was the same left hook from the same distance, leaving a gap. That's why I believe Carlos was also very cautious. When he swung down and returned, I think Inoue Naoya was initially controlling the pace and distance perfectly with his jab, keeping his guard up. That's why Inoue Naoya went to hit the guard.
Right there.
He swung his left hook and Cardenas ducked under it, weaving to his right side. So just like with Neri, he was especially wary of the left hook. It was a feint, an intentional move, you know. He ducked down, threw an uppercut, and knocked him down. He seemed to have taken some damage again. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, but still.
That fall wasn't flashy at all. It was a complete down, a complete clean hit, and even before that, I was already bleeding, you know, from my nose. I had a nosebleed, so it was already happening before that. So when you look at it, besides being a down, there really weren't any other options left. All the possible ways out were gone. So I think that's for sure. It's not something you can just say is one-sided. From a points perspective, it's not really fair to call it one-sided, and that's something I often say, but it was still pretty overwhelming. Fighter isn't really my favorite, and honestly, I feel like there's a bit of a gap there. It seems like he's just trying to avoid risk, or at least that's the impression I get, but at the same time, I wouldn't say he's a completely boring fighter either. He's just not exactly exciting. But Kia and other aggressive fighters share similar traits.
That's right.
I think that's good. Since it's a type, I like this Kamigami player too, so in the end, that's how it is.
That's the result.
Despite his consistent victories, there were moments when he appeared relaxed, but also instances that were quite frightening, correct? Cardenas also really wanted to win. You could feel that energy. He landed that right overhand several times. He was strong. That's Cardenas for you. I wasn't really expecting that either. But still, the fact that he fought and beat Naoya Inoue makes the reward even bigger. He was training at the Yoki training camp, working harder than ever before. You can really feel that, can't you? Compared to the old Carl Dunes, he's a completely different fighter now. Even if you look back at his previous matches and his previous form, it's not just an exaggeration. He's gotten much stronger. It's not just a pattern of him being lucky or anything like that. Comparing his match with Wanaka to his previous performances, it's not just about the win or loss. It's more like, wow, he really improved that much, didn't he?
Isn't that amazing? Even Caparas ended up losing.
Didn't he even manage to withstand a punch?
No.
Remo held his ground too. Kim, and Doheny all performed well, despite Kim being a surprise pick. Overall, it was a good result.
Waist.
My waist hurts a bit, but it's not that bad. For example, it's not terrible. Aside from Root, the others have exceeded their previous records, likely due to their opponent, Masanao Inoue, being at his best. I think Cardenas was also able to put on a great performance.
And so,
If you think about it, I believe Ahmad Anefu can also get a good win. It's in Southpaw, and
he's strong as left too.
he's fierce, but his weaknesses are also visible. So I think Naoya Inoue will come.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't change. It feels like we're moving forward as if we're trying to come up with countermeasures. But I don't think it's an era anymore where someone like Inoue can absolutely win just by being the better fighter. Yeah, that's exactly right. Compared to when he moved up to super bantamweight, you can really see the difference. People are discussing featherweight for Naoya Inoue, but it's not straightforward. I've consistently maintained that while I believe he can win, I can't confidently predict a one-sided victory against opponents like Nick Ball or others.
So,
He frequently changes his stance, like switching to southpaw and approaches from his own side, targeting the body before going upstairs. Honestly, the matchup isn't very favorable for Naoya Inoue. And then there's also the fighter named Espinoza. Espinoza has a different kind of fear to him, you know?
now,
I've seen it before. He keeps revisiting scenes where he's being attacked in different ways. So, since the Explosers were strong, I was thinking about the Explosers story, and when I go there, what comes to mind is the live broadcast. Wasn't there an Explosives match before, during the live broadcast that we were supposed to see later? I see. So, right before Ryo Inoue's match, Explosives were brought out there, right? It seems like Ryo Inoue decided that himself. That's just my comment, but I still watched the Calderas match. Even after that, I still think that's probably the case. It really feels like that's not the case. I even said that during my live stream, but maybe that's just because I'm a fan.
I want to eat pancakes. That's why.
That's not how you do it.
That's right.
I think things will just keep changing from now on, and honestly, I'm not good with spicy food. I feel like that's the kind of story that's starting to come in too. Runes fought in Ostaria, but downswing was quickly replaced by southpaw.
That's how it feels.
If I said I was nervous, I was definitely nervous. My guard was solid, and I was stiff. As for his defense, I didn't really think he had that much defensive ability. He got past the 5th round, so that was expected. But I thought it would be completely one-sided in terms of content.
But I expected to win in a more satisfying way.
I didn't expect that knockdown at all. He wasn't the kind of fighter who could take a punch, but seeing him get knocked down, it felt like Inoue Naoya's punch was heavier than Carl Nessa's. Honestly, I thought Inoue Naoya's speed, accuracy, and timing were all on another level compared to Carl Nessa. Carl Nessa's punches appear to carry more weight compared to others. It could be that, or he might have taken damage earlier, which could also be a factor. I'm not sure, though. Even if you look at the impact from above in round 3, round 5, or the round guard, I don't really feel much, so I can't say for sure. I don't know. I'm just looking at it from the outside, so that's just how it seems to me. When it comes to Cardenas, he has simple, pure punching power. On the other hand, Inoue Naoya's punching power is on a whole different level, like a featherweight class. Do you think his punches can get through as much as a super bantamweight? If you think they can't, then unless he changes his fighting style a bit, it might be tough for him. I think he's starting to have feelings. His technique is outstanding, and in the end, he won with his skills. He also tried to change his plan and combine counters with his usual style. But then Inoue Naoya did the opposite and started using counters himself, making them effective and taking control of the pace. That's why I thought it was interesting and different. I enjoyed the family time analysis video. That's right. In the interview after the fight with Karuneyasu, Inoue Naoya said that his power is not that special, but the number of punches was tough to deal with. So, as expected, Inoue Naoya's power is impressive, but in reality, it's not just about power. Since becoming a super bantamweight, that's how it's been. Bantamweight is a division where a single punch can secure victory, so maintaining focus is crucial.
Daka.
So for bantamweight fighters, it's like once you get to the top of the super bantamweight division, even guys like Tapalis can withstand those punches, and after that, the fighters are able to take those hits. So in the featherweight division, even if you land a solid punch, it doesn't always result in a knockout. The way you have to fight changes, and you can't just rely on one punch to finish the fight. I think the potential is definitely there, but I also feel like that step is coming a bit too soon. It's not just a comment, you can really see it happening. Fulton also said it was stopped early. I'm not saying it changed the outcome, but it was definitely early.
Carter.
Even if you gave Dennis more time to make a move, I don't think it would have made things any better.
A feeling of nuance. That's how it is.
The decision during that live broadcast wasn't made by the real-time viewers, which is understandable from my perspective. Comments criticizing that the stop was too early. I understand that there are different opinions and impressions, but isn't this kind of thing only possible at this kind of venue? From round one, Mexico was responding.
Yes.
That's right, they were cheering.
Well, that's right.
Even if you give it a chance, the result hasn't changed. It felt like I kept getting hit and hit from one side, and the damage just kept piling up, so I stopped. There wasn't really a sentence, and I didn't say anything definite to Cardenas either, but the result didn't change. Upon assessing the situation, I could discern what was happening. I don't think overseas evaluations will drop that much. Pan 4, Pan Vest, boxing, the technique is perfect. So while it might go down a bit, I think the matches of Yuero Ayaka are really interesting, and in that sense, it goes up, especially with this flow.
Hey, and
Romano, Garcia, Teofimo, and Canero.
Testa.
When comparing the rise of popularity, the promotion for the match was supposed to boost it. But compared to the others, the result was a bit disappointing.
It was about the content of the match.
Since that's the impression I got here, Nakao Inoue is going up against an exciting opponent like Carl Nunes in this match. I think it's great that he's showing us such interesting content here. But that's probably because Carl Nunes is really amazing too. He persevered and kept moving forward.
Well,
It's not just that Kamiya was reckless. There are other factors too. It's not just that, but he's steadily moving up the ranks and he's becoming a presence that everyone wants to beat, like Pacquiao. He's not someone you can ignore anymore. He's a really honest and straightforward player, and he's becoming the kind of player that everyone loves.
that's right.
Since you can imagine that last year Naoya Inoue retired undefeated, so I just asked as a kind of guess. But the probability of that is going down. Especially the ranks.
Rise.
So the higher the rank, the more fencer stands out, and the super fencer is almost unbeatable. That's right. Even if you get hit a lot, don't you think you're not that strong, Ken?
I've always said this, but just because you get hit doesn't mean you're not strong, and just because you get hit doesn't mean you're weak either. Getting hit by a flashy punch doesn't prove your strength.
My heart is strong, and I don't really get discouraged, so I'm pretty tough. But being able to take a punch and being strong are different things. Just because you get hit doesn't mean you're strong, and I think that's true. Looking at this match, even if people say Caldines is strong because he can take a punch, I don't really agree. It's just that he hasn't been knocked down. He's never been saved by the ropes or taken a knockdown. He wasn't knocked down, but he was definitely wobbly. I'm curious about what caused that. I want to hear everyone's thoughts, but I personally don't think he's that resilient when taking punches. His recovery ability is incredible, and his speed is also an advantage. Even if he gets knocked down, with a minute to recover, he can come back and win the remaining rounds. Losing around 10-9 isn't really an issue for him.
He doesn't let the damage get to him at all.
But even so, aside from that one shot, there wasn't really any other fatal damage.
Punchy.
Since he didn't take any, or maybe that's why, if it's content where he's not taking a lot of damage, then he's not really getting worn down.
But
if he gets hit all at once, then Moro, he might have taken a hit, but it doesn't seem like he's seriously hurt. Maybe he's a little banged up, but it looks like he's still got some tricks up his sleeve. It's not like he's out of the fight yet, so I wouldn't count him out just because of that. There's a question. Is it a mystery? I don't really know, but I'm completely lost. For example, like Nakaya Kaito from now on. Is that a mystery? Even if he goes down, he gets back up and reverses it, so it looks like he has a chance. But actually, he just gets reversed in the end, so maybe it's a matter of technique. Fighters relying on technique struggle against opponents who can take a hit, as it all comes down to technique if you can withstand a single blow. Isn't it? That's right. Dojun Miyanakaya? I don't want to be a fake Nick Ball. Even if you think about it, like, when a player with a strong physical presence pushes hard and tries to force their way through, it's not always a good idea. Sometimes you just get hit back. But with Espinoza, he's attacking from a distance with his hands and pressing with pressure, so he's controlling the fight well. There's always a possibility, so that's the conclusion. That's what it is. I'm saying it how Carlos Garay himself would, but you can't treat a boxer of his level like that. Do you understand? Just a little. Isn't it normal to be a little worried? That's right. Honestly, if I had to say, the next match will probably be even more interesting than, say, the Afmadarev one. Shiafuma. I wonder what will happen with Derefu. Is it really going to happen? Before the match, it's Afumadarefu. It felt like everyone was just rooting for Nakaya, but honestly, isn't it supposed to be a real fight? I think Inoue, who fights in Japan, is absolutely strong. That's what people say, right? I really think so too, America. Isn't it just that the environment is different, so it feels that way? Or what do you think? I wonder why. Maybe it's because moving is tough, or maybe it's just that I don't really understand American media, or maybe it's because I don't really cooperate with others. I'm not really sure. I think there are a lot of difficult things. I've seen interviews with Channel or something like that, but when I saw them, I wondered how things ended up like this. It's just all sorts of things. In Japan, is it really just King? That's right. That's probably not true. I think it's more likely that there's some room for doubt. It's just my own selfish guess, but I definitely think it's possible. It's definitely true that people overseas, especially in America, are having a harder time. I'm unsure if it's due to the influence or something else. So, with Moroni and Das Marinas, right? Das Marinas was good. His performance was... there was someone before that too, but I forgot their name. Das Marinas was American, wasn't he? But maybe it's also because Das Marinas was his opponent. Still, Moroni and him, yeah. Even in the 7th round, 6th round and jab, it was solid. The match was like that, but I'm unsure. It's not something you can simply be optimistic about, but I completely get it. That's what I think. Meals are probably tough too, and the food and water are different. Well, I'm not sure. The team might be doing their best with the resources available, so I can't comment on that. I'm uncertain, but I believe our performance hasn't been strong enough for clear results. Regarding Afanife, given that he's currently in Japan... Yeah, Nakaya Jin is also in Japan, so maybe that's part of the reasoning, but honestly, I'm not really thinking that deeply about it. I don't think you can bring someone down using the same method, you know? It's been researched and left there. That's how it is. It's been left. Yeah, it's been left, yeah. From here on, I think I might have to change my approach against Naoya Inoue, because I don't think I'll be able to make the same mistake 3 times in a row. But still, moving forward. That was Latimus Lee Bradley speaking. When Naoki Yu punches, the guard of the person not punching drops, which basically breaks the fundamentals. I think Japanese fans harshly criticized that, but still, it's good that Bradley was there. At that time, back then, it was really like that. Even this time, I went left with my head down, so I ended up going left again. That's what happened. Correct. Since the other person is coming at me, I think it'll end up like that no matter what. So I just try to throw my body into it and hit them. Yeah, that's right. I agree. That's why I studied it. Is baldness really just baldness? I asked around and was surprised by what I found. In the second half, I realized that relying on rope was probably impossible, and I was honestly shaken by that. Inoue Senshu and his knowledgeable peers completely captivated me. I see, so you were the one who got drawn in. It's visibly malfunctioning and shaking just by looking at it. Shake. That was really fast. Amazing. You were aiming for that, weren't you? Left F. Maybe it's because I've been expecting you to come crashing down from there. Or maybe it's because I've been waiting for you, but that's what I thought. If you just keep hitting jab repeatedly and stacking up points, it's not really a chance that will hit.
Bun hair. The fighting style is unique and interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. If you don't go straight for the win, if you hesitate or get knocked down, or even if you think you're winning but you're actually being led into a trap, you'll never truly win. I think that's just how it is. Yeah.
Every time it's exciting. You can really look forward to the matches.
I'm looking forward to it.
I can look forward to it. Even more than wanting Naoya Yu to lose and become ordinary, I'm thinking maybe it's okay if he loses once at this point. I'm more of that kind of person, so I don't really care about the world's opinion. I haven't really seen it, so I don't know for sure, but that's how I feel. It's tough to be at the level of someone like Andy Spiliopoulos, a top-class featherweight. I suppose real experts like Mr. Tabonta are likely considering it as well. For example, if Espinoza gathers everything and throws it all in one shot,
there's a chance, but if he beats all four of them, Espinoza, Nick Bolton, and Carrington will probably become champions, so it feels like he's the winner of the Tonki Leo match, but Leo is more like a lightweight, and he's probably stronger than Cardenas. He's definitely a step above, and he's a former super bantamweight, so I don't know if he's really more fit for this class, but still, beating all four of them would be really tough. It seems like it's really tough to fight that way, you know? That's just the kind of fighting style he has.
Then it's just exciting, that's all.
Even the scary moments, I feel like I can see them in a new light today, so I'm actually enjoying it. Well, at least for now.
Because it's already been decided in September.
I've been saying this since before Nick Ball, but Nick Ball is not a dangerous opponent. I've been saying this since before this match, so maybe I'm just a little too relaxed, you know, about Nick Ball.
That's probably true, Espinosa. Yeah, that's right. I've been saying this before I even saw it, you know. I am.
Since Shin is like that, maybe that's why the filter has changed.
Naoki Inoue has become filter A.
If there's a champion like Ryogoku filter, then of course filters will keep coming up, no matter what.
I guess people thought that no one could ever beat Hito Nakaya, or that Utsutaku-san was unbeatable.
Well, like when I see this, like I can't help but feel a little influenced, even if just a bit. And watching this, like I start to think that maybe the match won't be as dangerous as I thought. But honestly, from the start, I never really felt like Noinio was definitely going to win. So in my mind, I was already kind of leaning toward Nelly being brought down, even before this. Yeah, that's right, Nelly, you know.
He is a former champion and widely recognized as a strong opponent, which is part of the reason.
Yes. Well, because comparing Cardenas to Nelly, it's not like they're both real-world champions. So maybe that's why I could step in as a substitute. Cardenas, oh, I see.
Yeah, that's right.
It might not matter. It could be from Picasso.
Samgat.
Or whether it's from Doman, Picasso, or Calder. It might just be something that Naoto Inoue picked up. Absolutely. It's not an interview at all. It's completely extra. You might say it doesn't matter, but honestly, it's a bit of a mental thing.
When the other person starts to change like that.
It's not about changing who you are, but the best thing is to be with the person you've chosen and to spend each day with them just as you planned. As for Naoya Inoue, when facing him, you have to challenge him with a high level of motivation, thinking, I'm going to fight Naoya Inoue. But in that sense, there are definitely some disadvantages.
I wonder if Alan Picasso is feeling a bit nervous or not himself today.
So, in terms of evaluation, isn't he a stronger fighter than Cardenas? Picasso is definitely thinking that way too. And as far as the money goes, it's something Picasso already knows about.
Picasso really wanted to do it, but his performance didn't go as planned. Yeah, that's for sure. I guess that's what he's thinking. When he sees this, he probably feels like he's won.
Yeah.
Well, we missed our chance. From here on. And then I ran away.
Like, that's not how it works. So Espinoza was strong because of that.
As for me, normally, I thought he wasn't a particularly dangerous opponent. So I let my guard down. But in the end, he was still a tough opponent. You know, it's not like I'm making excuses or anything. Even if I eat, I still lose weight. So maybe I'm becoming like a train guy. Am I becoming a train guy? In this match, when I looked at my opponent's win rate, I realized he didn't have that much punching power. So I thought I could handle it, but I guess I was wrong. Even if I try to act tough, I can't help it.
Well, maybe US-san too. So that first shot, when hit, it's usually not cleanly, so it's not a big deal.
But despite his height, Espinoza fights on the inside. That's why. He's kind of similar to Nakayajin too. He's tall, very emotional, has a long reach, and it seems like he can also play inside. Nakayajin isn't really that good at playing outside though. While there's a difference in power and explosive strength, his hand speed and pressure are relentless. So I feel like it's definitely tough for Inoue to be held back by that. Even if it's not Inoue, I think anyone would have a hard time with that. And when someone comes at you like that, non-stop, it's tough to deal with. He's just a really strong champion, that's for sure. If Inoue wins, that would be amazing too. If you can't keep up with the pace in the second half, you'll end up taking damage. If you can't keep up with the speed, you'll take damage before you even realize it. If you take damage, even if you get knocked down, you can still recover. After that, the press is slowing down, and Naikara is also getting tired. Naoya Inoue is also getting tired. He's getting worn out, so. Espinoza is strong too, so when Espinoza and Naoya Inoue go at it, Espinoza is the one coming forward, and Inoue is the main one. So in their minds, Las Boss SP. Maybe they're putting in Noza and the others, or maybe it's just Musu. When you're making a story, there are times like this, so top rank is Espinoza's top rank. It's definitely Espinoza who's standing out. The focus is on top ranks fighters. That's why it's interesting, and even Carrington is with top rank. Let's go to the venue. Yeah, I saw you at the venue. That was interesting too. It's white and the shape is really nice.
Many people aim for the top, but not all do.
Initially, it was Afuma Dariafu in September. That downturn made the match livelier, but rising is a different matter. It's fun, Afuma Dariafu.
And me?
Hamada hasn't changed. And I think Masano Ue will win, but I also think that what's advantageous for the Nick Ball is Masano Ue. I'm not completely confident that I'll absolutely win, and I'm not completely sure. Compared to Aferaev's calmness, he's stronger, so I can't say for sure that it's a definite difference. I'm still a bit unsure. Karunesu's coach is Afada, not Iefus. As teammates, they likely strategized together, and Karunesu probably had similar intentions.
Go.
That's the kind of feeling I got. Since information can also be received by Apomadaifu, it's scary to think about what would happen if that were the case. But even if I try to come up with countermeasures, I can't think of anything effective at all. With all the tools lined up in front of me, I actually tried them out. Just being able to hear how Karunesu feels is a big advantage. And I think it was good that I was able to do it early.
And so on.
Whether it was tough or if it was like this or something like that, because you can ask about everything. It's pretty dangerous. But the useful one is Naoki Inoue's straight punches. I think that's what makes him ultimately strong. Afmadarif will also come to knock him down. Yeah, life is born. It's an exciting match with both fighters at their best.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
That's Afmadariev, right? He has a punch and he's strong, so I think he'll swing hard.
Or I think Fu.
Like a hook, right? That's a bit scary, so I don't think Top Rays should take that head on.
Yeah, that's it.
What I think is, maybe it wasn't the best matchup, but there was something strange about it, and that's what happened. Arihan insists on that.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I think that's true. It's not just that the match is getting more exciting, but it's also interesting and fun. That's how I feel. Their resilience really stood out.
That's what I think.
Speaking of resilience, Baitasu Sapramento and Shitoru Rin Argenin have been in great form lately. They say it improves blood flow, and this is the yellow one. It's really tasty, and it's great for recovery. I recommend taking it in the morning. It helps you wake up and get going. It's a top-notch product, so if you're interested, please access it from the summary section of my video and get it. There are also other things like protein powder, AA, and multivitamins, so you can get everything you need all at once. All the supplements are available for sale. Personally, I think the top quality one is the best. So world number one, Panful Pan number one, training. It's great for those who want to train, but also helpful for people who just want to maintain their health. I highly recommend it. Please get it from the overview section. Also join my open chat, a group for martial arts fans. Events like this will make martial arts even more popular. Fans should definitely join. You can get helpful information and connect with others. Please join, everyone. Thank you. If you haven't joined yet, please make sure to join. Please access it from the overview section. Also, please press the registration button for that channel. It's the button that says join, so please make sure to click it. Please smash that as well. See you next time. Bye bye.